going on?
Hey.
2 weeks went by fast, didn't it?
Got all 10 of my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully everybody had a good 4th. I think it was the last normal one for 2 years because next year will be a complete and total madhouse. So, being our 250th. So, pretty quiet around here. Pretty quiet around here. Our first year here in this town, but it was still pretty good. And then some of you had busy days today. So half the crew's half zombified, and John's spending money. I bet. What are you doing there, anyways? John's on eBay even as we speak.
I'm just getting what little I had to show tonight ready.
Yeah, I actually had some stuff to show this week. And it's stuff that I've picked up over the last month, actually, but in 3D print stuff and whatever, but we'll get there, I guess. Make sure I get my comments button on the right one.
Hey, what happened to our guest we were supposed to have this week?
I don't know.
Shane?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Other Toy Merc group.
No.
Yeah, that wasn't I don't think that was a set thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm all things resolved, I suppose. So we'll just move on like nothing ever happened, right?
Sure thing.
Figure out what's going on.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Anyways, we did make it through. We made it through Yo-Jo June as it was, which is still pretty strange. I suppose releasing the Haslab early was a bit of an attempt at redeeming the month, so to speak, which, I'll give them credit. They did a good job of that, right? I mean, so, and that's what, 6 weeks, 7 weeks campaign. I didn't check it today. Did any of you guys check it and see where it was at?
Oh, the Haslab?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think Tier 1's almost funded.
It was like 6,200 or something when I looked at it the other day. 62, 64.
6,510 as we speak.
So it's really, it's moving. It's going to fund. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, I believe so.
But we'll, other than the details of the Haslab, we'll talk about the Haslab in a little while. It's still telling me tangled, bud.
It's not tangled. I just untangled it.
Is it running?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I pressed run.
Cool. Anyways.
I don't know what John's doing.
I don't know.
I have no clue.
Oh, and you got internet problems. We'll give him a minute.
I've got like 3 of him down here at the bottom.
Oh, in the green room?
Yeah.
He's in the green room eating all the crackers and stuff.
I got two black screens like this and 1 white screen.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, he's having technical difficulties.
So, okay, while we're doing that, while he's doing that, why don't let's do shows real quick. You want to do that, Shane? You still got headers up for that, or you just want to throw it?
Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, musical video screens.
I know I'm dropping you on that, Shane. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I got it right here.
Good filler while we're waiting for John.
I'm back.
Never mind.
I had technical difficulties.
All 3 of you?
I guess. But I don't know why this thing opened weird for some reason. It was real small, and I was trying to get it blowed up. And I finally had to just close it completely out.
Yeah, I literally had 3 of you in the green room.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept opening it and closed, and I'd open it and close.
Here we go.
FairlyCon, yay! This is like, I don't even. It's like, well, space wise, it's mini Joe Fest, but guest wise, it's right up there with it. Sadly, there's a name on there that we really should address here in a minute.
Exactly.
Which we'll do. I saved some things here on my phone that I wanted to discuss, but it's better to have John here, being a big Marvel guy, while we do that too. Anyways, yeah, August 2nd and 3rd, Chattanooga. It's not a bad ride from where we are here. So
No.
with all those guests, it'll be definitely worth it.
Mhm.
It's about 3.5 hours for me if I went.
Yep.
So that's not too bad.
No, it's not. And I will tell you this, guys, like, there's certainly nothing cryptic or anything else, but guys like Ron Rudat, he's not going to keep traveling forever. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with him other than advanced age. It's just travel is going to be more tricky for him. So you know what?
Right.
Seriously consider this one. I know it's a month, 5 weeks away?
Yeah, August 2nd and 3rd, yeah.
So, but keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. There's a bunch of us headed all in that direction, I'm guessing. So maybe some carpooling or something. I don't know. We'll probably iron that out later, but we will see. So, and of course, Gadsden, that one is 3 weeks away. So this time in 3 weeks, we will have done it. We will have done the deed in Gadsden. Make that one. Support the local show. If we can continue to grow that, I don't know if that ever be a bad thing.
And it's going to be huge this time. They got the whole building, the whole venue.
Yep. So, nice.
And like Dave said, they local guys, so they're in our group, so they're cool.
Yep, absolutely. Rocket City is, when is this one? September. So we're 6 weeks away, 7 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that can't do the others or want to do something different, there's that one. Up in that neck of the woods.
And there's Joe Lana, but I don't have the flyer for it.
Yeah, Joe Lana. When is that one, John? Is that still in September or was that October?
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Can't remember. I'm thinking maybe it was the beginning of October. Isn't that what we were figuring?
It normally is in September, but they could have pushed it back.
September 26th, 27th, 28th.
Okay, so
That's what it is. It's
Okay.
the end of September.
Yep, you are. That's what I'm seeing.
very cool.
And it's going to be at the same place Toyland was. The Gas South Convention
Yes,
Center.
South. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right too. Yep, that's the new digs that we went to. I gotta make sure we get Phil with us. I didn't mind that valet service he provided, carrying all that heavy crap.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that at all, actually. I could do that again. We're gonna make sure Phil goes. Anyway, so that's your show's schedule, and as you can see, time is zipping right on by. So it doesn't seem like it was much more. Last show we were talking about Gadsden and still having months to go. Well, now we're down to 3 weeks. And,
Close.
yeah. Yep.
And pinching
So
ponies.
let's, if you guys will, bear with me for just a second. I know Shane sent me a schedule, and I hate to say this.
That's
I kind of forgot about this one thing that I really wanted to address, and that is the passing of Jim Shooter. I know an awful lot of people might throw him in the Marvel camp because of his time as editor-in-chief at Marvel was so critically important with the storylines and stuff. But think about this: at 14 years old, he sends in scripts to DC Comics and becomes a writer on Legion of Superheroes. At 14, I listened to him give a talk here, and this is quite a long time ago because he dropped out of the show circuit for a long time until just recently. And he was talking about having to have his mother drive him into the city,
Yeah.
to the National Publications Office, so that he could go to work. And he started writing comics at that age because they were destitute poor. His mother and father were doing the absolute best that they could. And he thought it was an opportunity to try to help the family. So on a whim, he wrote some comic book stories and sent them to National Publishing and got picked up. Relatively short time later, he was at work for Marvel. And he wrote for Action Comics, Adventure Comics, and Legion of Superheroes, which was their title time at the time. Think about this: editor-in-chief at Marvel Comics in 1978. Think about that. And he was still a relatively young man. He was 26 years old, and he's the editor-in-chief at Marvel Comics. He was editor for the entire Chris Claremont X-Men run. He is directly responsible for the hiring of Larry Hama. Think about that.
Yep.
For those of us Joe guys, Larry was like a text editor, art editor, and was looking for a book. And Hasbro had made this deal with Marvel to do a toy, as Larry calls it, a toy book, which had less than a year average runs. And Mr. Shooter said, when you want to do a toy book, Larry, and Larry was so hungry for anything other than what he was doing, he said, absolutely. And of course, now the rest is history.
He's still doing it.
And he's still doing it. He's still doing it. Sadly, I was really looking forward to meeting Jim Shooter at FarleyCon, but for those of us, and apparently that's basically everybody, he had been fighting esophageal cancer for the last 3 or 4 years, I guess it was. And that's what got him at 73. He changed up how comics were run, how comics were written, how they were drawn. He invented the crossover. I mean, seriously, he invented the event books and things like Secret Wars. Think about that. He was absolutely 100% responsible for the ending of the Dark Phoenix storyline, because there was controversy as to whether it would be even appropriate to kill off the main character. And he made the statement that would be like, she absolutely is going to die, because that would be like winning World War II and leaving Hitler alive.
Yeah.
Right. And he wasn't wrong. His instincts on that were great. He created and wrote Secret Wars. And then they fired him in 87, which I mean, if you guys are into comics in the 80s, you already know why. Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, Dark Phoenix, right? I mean, a lot of things changed in the mid 80s, and I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised they did that. Then he went on to launch Valiant Comics, which is very cool. And I got a quote here that I want to read to you, and then I will end this particular part of the show. But I didn't want his passing to go unnoticed, because for those of us comic book guys, Even though other than Hulk books and G.I. Joe, I was never a Marvel guy. But I have to tell you, that man right there did a lot for us.
Mm-hmm.
He really did. So this is the quote I want to leave you with, and I really wish guys like Jim Lee and every other editor everywhere that exists in comics right now would print this and post it wherever their workstation is, right? Quote, this is an official memo that he sent out to everybody at Marvel Comics while he was editor-in-chief. Quote, effective immediately, start doing good comics. I realize that this directive reflects a substantial departure from previous company policy, but please try to comply, end quote. Yeah, effective immediately. Start doing good comics. Yeah, right? He was not without his controversy, and I have absolutely no interest in talking about it, to be perfectly honest with you, because it's not a... it's pure politics now. It's not even a religious issue. It's not even a social issue. It's just turned into a political thing, and I'm just not going to do it. We all, as comic book fans, owe him an awful lot.
Oh yeah,
and
no doubt about that.
In a 2-year cycle now of great loss in our hobby. This one's a big one. This one's actually very large. So, rest in peace, Mr. Shooter. That's all I can say. And thank you for what it's worth. Thank you. So
definitely big thanks to him, man, because he did a lot for the comic books.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so again, rest in peace, Mr. Shooter.
Could you imagine getting or being told, "Hey, you're 14 years old. You're coming to work with us." Yep. And what become one of the biggest comic book lines there is. I mean, goodness, 2 of them actually.
And the Marvel Secret Wars was the first major crossover event in any comic.
He invented it.
He's kind of one that started it. Yep.
Yep. He invented the crossover. He really did.
And it was all for the Secret Wars Mattel figures that they're going out.
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about that. Maybe he had, at that point in time, maybe he'd learned something about toy books and what Mr. Hama had managed to do with a toy book, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
because G.I. Joe would have been 2 years in by the time Secret Wars come about.
Yeah, 84. Thereabouts. And it was, and all right around the time where we were really getting into the origin of Snake Eyes, and we'd already had the silent issue. Yeah. And between X-Men, G.I. Joe, and Teen Titans, there weren't any books that was selling anywhere near as high as those 3 titles. And 2 of them were Jim Shooters.
Yep.
I mean, so think about it. Think about that. I mean, sad. I really genuinely was looking forward to meeting him.
I got his autograph on one item.
Nice.
A couple years back. And he was really too busy. He had a lot of people in his line, as you can imagine.
Well, he had dropped out. He had dropped out of the show circuit for years.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want anything to do with it. So, and I don't know as I blame him, but
yeah, for real.
Shoulder chaotic.
So, anyways, that is that. Another. Well, we took another hit, gang. I mean, that's the only way I can really put it.
Exactly.
We've lost a lot of. I mean, this year seems like really for the hobby and just celebrities in general.
Yeah, all the way from cartoons to TV shows, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dexter Hazard lost a cast member since the last time we've been on.
Yep.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Cletus.
Ernest. Yeah, Cletus. I'll say Ernest for.
And
Cletus.
You had also this past week James Marsden and what was the guy that played Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four movies?
He died this weekend. Yeah. Cletus, wasn't he the one that went on to go into Congress and all of that stuff?
No,
I believe so.
That was Venus.
Yeah, that was Venus. Yeah.
Venus, thank you. Yeah.
I thought that was Cooter.
Yeah, Cooter. Yeah, you're right. Cooter. I think Cooter did What, he's in the House of Representatives or something?
Yeah, he ended up in Congress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting times for us. And again, it just shows us more and more and more that life is actually fleeting. So more reason to go to Gadsden Con because there might be something there that you really shouldn't put off buying. So anyways. Yeah, I know, right? All right, so on a happier note, let's talk about once I get my.
You want to go ahead and show what we all got?
You want to do that first?
Yeah, let's go and do that real quick. We'll start with John there.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Well, I met up with Timothy last week, and he picked this up for me a couple of weeks ago. And then I go down to Target in Oxford, and they got like 50 of them. I mean, literally, they had a whole end cap flat full.
Wow.
I've never seen so many of them, but
makes you wonder where they come from, huh?
I just like the, I always like the retro that they do because they're like the originals. They got the 5 points of articulation, and they're doing characters that was never done originally. Now, I think they've covered quite a few of them. Like there's the Rebel Trooper with a good 5 points of articulation. I kind of, I get that they do the rough edges around it to make it look like it's old. But I really wish
box one, yeah.
I really wish they would just make them like like they were new. But let's see what else we got here. Got the Sand Trooper. They never did a Sand Trooper back in the day. I don't think they did. Not that I recall. No, not that with a.
They did in the new line.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about
Power of the Force,
the vintage, the 1970s. Yeah,
the retro.
And I remember I had him as a kid. He was I think he might have been the first Star Wars figure I ever had. I had him when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah, Walrus Man. Yeah.
Come out. And and they put Walrus Man on there just like the original.
Yeah.
So really, out of this set, he's the only one that they actually put out originally. I think because, of course they never done loot. I'm surprised we never got a loot like this. I don't know if it's because
no. That's no.
I don't know if it's because it was just briefly at the end of the movie, so they didn't see you doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Han and Stormtrooper, which they did Luke in the Stormtrooper disguise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the most expensive ones out of those vintage. Yeah. He was in the last wave, where they were very limited. And then you had Walrus Man's partner.
Dr. Evazan,
yeah. So pretty cool.
See, have removable arm.
No.
There's Ponda Baba that got cut.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, he picked those up for me.
He says he doesn't like you.
He said, "I'll be careful." He said, "You'll be dead." Yeah, no, he don't have a removable arm.
No removable arm.
And it's just like the vintage because it was basic orange and blue limbs. It didn't have the detail like the newer ones has got now. But
nope, that's for sure.
I don't know. I just like the retro. To me, those. I mean, what they did like later on around. I guess it started around episode 2 when they started putting all the articulation in them. And they had a lot of articulation. You could do a lot more with them, but they kind of lost something to me. They just kind of lost the feel of Star Wars figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, these feel like Star Wars figures, the plain old 5 points of articulation. But I don't know. I just love them. I mean, it's so nostalgic for sure. And I like that they're doing characters that they never did before in the 5 points of articulation.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up a few other things here and there, but as far as new stuff, it was that, and I did find I found both Hawk Girls. I didn't pick up the other one because the classic was the only one I really really liked or was really really looking for. But I hadn't seen any more. I've been looking because I'm trying to find Dave one since he
Me
can't
too.
get out and about. So, so if
I
anybody
did-
watching knows where's one at, let me or Shane know. We'll get in
Yeah.
touch with you, and we'll grab it there. But yeah, it's I hadn't taken her out of the box or anything, but it's the vintage classic
Yeah, it's awesome.
with the I don't know what you call it, like the yellow tank top shirt.
Yeah.
I guess you call it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And of course, that's the new one. That's the other one, which it wasn't a bad looking figure, but
Oh no, she's pretty good too.
yeah, and I probably should have went ahead and picked both of them up. That was at the Walmart in Oxford where I found them at, but they apparently had probably just put them out. But yeah, I always liked the classic stuff from the 80s and back, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, some in the 90s, but to me, it's classic when it's 80s or older.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's pretty much all. I hadn't really found anything. There's nothing new in the stores, and nobody's
Not
getting
at all.
anything. I know. I was in. I forgot. I did find I did find Footloose. I forgot. I found him at the Target in Oxford about a week ago. And I saw where Chad Ford had posted on there. He found Dr. Mindbender there over the weekend on the retro card. But we went yesterday, and they were done gone. I don't know how many they had, but there weren't any left. So he might have bought them all. They probably was only one there to begin with.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that retro card up here at Target had just 3 of them, one of each. That's it.
Stop.
yeah, I saw that. Which I didn't know. I didn't know it'd been out. Apparently, you guys said it'd been out for a couple of months. The year 2 Batman.
Yeah.
And I found it at the Target over in Oxford. When I went up there to scan it, it showed a street date of July the 20th on it.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let me buy. So they wouldn't let me buy it. And I was
That is
kind of
the weirdest
disappointed
thing.
because I thought, well, that was a pretty cool looking figure. And then I went over to Walmart and then I found Hawk Girl, so I was happy. I said, well, I'd rather have that than have
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So
Yeah, I'm still looking for that Jim Gordon.
yeah.
Got
You
charged
still
for
think Jim
pigs.
Gordon?
Nope, still ain't found one.
I know where those 2 sitting on the shelf right now.
They ain't been anywhere around here.
No.
None of that line that I know of.
Nope.
Wow.
I saw one Jim Gordon, and it was the black and white one.
Yeah, I want the regular one. I've seen the black and white one at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll let you know if it's still there. I'm sure it's been there for about 3 weeks now. So I didn't know they were hard to find. Like I said, if I go in the store and I see more than one of a figure, then I just assume that it's easy to find, because usually if they're hard to find, if you find one, you're doing good. So so usually when I think something's gonna be hard to find, I go in the store and I see 3 or 4 of them. That kind of makes me, well, and they may still turn out to be hard to find, but you don't know. What does that say?
It's Matt. He said he had Hasbro goof this week, got charged for figs and got refunded, and then they said he canceled his order. I had issues ordering the Snowcat. Every time I go in there, it would say cannot place the order because of heavy traffic. And I was like, this is a Haslab. So I emailed the customer service. I got their old generic response back, someone will help you. Your order number is yada, yada, yada. Still to today, I have not received an email from them.
The last
customer service sucks.
Well, I got heavy duty was shipped, and they charged me without telling me. Dial tone was shipped, and they charged me without telling me. Very strange, very, very strange stuff going on with their online operations. Very.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck getting in touch with them, Matt.
Yeah, I recommend calling them. I've never got anywhere email, but first time I tried calling them, right off the bat. So I don't know.
What's going on, man?
What it was?
I called them several times, which I've documented and posted videos of it, but we finally got it straightened out. I didn't get my account back, but I got my pre-order. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
They got issues, man.
Well, they do. I mean, I got the new phone, 2 weeks ago, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just before the surgery, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And of course I gotta put the app back on because I had given up on the app. Because it wasn't not functioning.
Yeah.
And
they updated it again.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It was like 2 days later, it tells me I need to update the app, and I did, and then it did it to me again the other day.
Yeah.
Because what was it? Oh, it was dial tone. When dial tone showed up, it's just like, wait a second, you didn't tell me you were going to charge me for this. And then I went and then no, I got to update it again. So twice in a week and a half. I really don't know what they're doing. I don't understand it myself. But
Thoughts on Joe Fest, guys?
thoughts on Joe Fest? Didn't make it. That's my thoughts.
Get to go this year.
I heard it was a good
very
show.
sad that I didn't get to go.
I heard they had more people than ever come through this year.
Well,
Yeah. Sadly, I was not physically able to go to Joe Fest this year.
I didn't get to make it either.
No. So, sadly, I don't have a lot to offer you there, bud, because we didn't make it this year.
I did hear it was great.
Yeah. All of our fun, as far as me goes, and as far as my Joe fix, will be at FileCon this year, and hopefully there's something really, really cool going to happen. We're not going to tell you guys about it, but there's been something in the works for a few months, and at the least, I'll get to see Mr. Hammer again this year, no doubt. So that's always a good thing for us and the channel and whatever else.
Yeah.
But we'll see what else. Hey, Dan.
That's always a good thing, Matt. That the figures you wanted weren't sold out.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Deals on day 3 were epic.
I can imagine they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super sad. Seeing Super 7's booth was super sad.
What's up with that, bro?
Yeah. What's up with that? Just
Yeah.
low product.
What's up, man? How you doing, Daniel?
Typey.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
talking about Hasbro ordering on the app, I've had problems even since they fixed it, but I just had to go through PayPal and I got no issues now.
Yeah, I started having problems with that app last year. Oh yeah, well yeah, I'm not surprised.
Me neither. They're in some trouble from what I'm understanding.
Yeah, it's very apparent there was some stuff going on pre-COVID discussion, I guess is the best way of putting that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they're in a kind of a state right now. I don't think it's necessarily good. So
What'd you get, Corey, this week?
Well, my pickings are slim, so I ended up getting Rhea Ripley. This is the only one this is the first one I ever found of her, my local Walmart. And that's it, man. I'm pinching pennies for GatsionCon.
yep.
Really,
What do you got, Shane?
cool,
Anything cool?
Oh yeah.
What do you got? Anything cool?
Just about the same thing everybody's been getting. I did get Corey picked me up a Dr. Mindbender retro card.
There you go.
I mean, he's just like the one that comes in San Diego Comic-Con, but the card, it just being carded, the retro feel, just hits me where I want it. And then
I think his a little different. I think he's actually got the Cobra logo on his back.
No, well, I ain't looked at the cape, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think the
Heavy
purple
duty in from Amazon.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool looking figure. I ain't got to open it yet. Work's been hectic, so. But yeah, he looks pretty awesome. And then I also got Footloose. Chris Brandon picked this up for us at Joe Fest.
Nice.
And of course, I got the other ones through Amazon the other day. So that's pretty cool. I like them. Footloose was one of my favorites back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty awesome. He's probably going to be in my top 10.
Nice.
So yeah, he's a great looking figure. Great.
The only gripe I got with him, he can't hold the rocket launcher.
Yeah, I know that's something I don't understand on that one.
So I
Can't
went
hold
and
the
dug out
rocket
some
launcher?
extra-
No, his
No,
hands
sir.
are all he's got is pistol grip hands, and it's a
Oh, it's a big tube,
it's a tube.
like a law.
Yeah,
So I went
They
and
should
dug
have
out
had
some
some-
Marvel. Yeah, I went and dug out some Marvel Legends hands like that for mine.
That's an interesting oversight, isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
I haven't got to open mine either yet. They're still sitting here in the box. My toy room's a mess because I'm changing. I'm moving rooms around, so it's a mess
Yeah.
right now.
We just started doing the same thing. Everything we got's a mess.
Out of that set right there, I think that Dark Claw was the best one out of the whole set.
He's good looking. He's good looking.
He got a lot of detail in him,
Yeah.
especially the sword.
When I first saw the mask, the extra mask, like the Death Row mask, I thought that's gonna be stupid, man. This thing is actually pretty awesome when you actually get it and look at it up close.
Nice.
It's kind of got his mouth is open, his tongue's kind of hanging out. It's pretty cool looking.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Nice.
Check it out.
Can you show
Let
it
me see if
to
I
us?
can get it. Let me see if I can get this up close so you can see it. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. It
Oh,
looks
you're
like one of
talking
those.
about Okay.
What's the bad guys on the Transformers with the multiple faces? What are they?
Oh, yeah, the quintessence.
Quinticons or
Yeah.
Quintessence or something.
quintessence. Yeah, that's what one of those faces, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nice. I have yet to, like I said, I got budgetary concerns right this second, so I haven't picked up the 3 that are out. But I'm not foreseeing any big problems getting them.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're
Well,
going to be any
I still
problem.
have an extra Footloose if anybody's looking for one.
And I'll be honest with you, the worst figure in that line for me that way was the Frag Viper.
Frag Viper's weird.
He's just, I don't know
I did get
What-
to my Frag Vipers, but
what it is about him. He just, I don't know. It's the face. The extra face.
they're like a mannequin,
It's just,
right?
it's just weird to me. It's like, I don't know, like zombified, you know what I mean?
Well, it's supposed to be a robot.
Or like a clone or something, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of what it feels like to me, like a clone. I mean,
Yeah, it is. It is
You know
weird.
what I-
But then the helmet
what-
seems oddly out of scale when it's on. It's kind of
yeah. When I kind of look at the face, I kind of think of the zombies off of The Last of Us, how their face kind of looks, you know? It's just weird. It's crazy.
crazy. Well,
Yep.
that's what Heavy Duty looks like out of the package. I have to tell you, as far as G.I. Joe, cool. Yeah. As far as tactically, this guy is a one-mission disability case because I'm telling you right now, his brain would be, he's got 2 miniguns right next to his head. I mean,
Yeah.
his brain would be so addled, I don't think he'd ever recover.
At least he's got earmuffs on.
But I mean, it's G.I. Joe cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I got it. When you guys open yours, the eyepiece wraps around the hat and then the muffs go down over the top of it. So it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing, but I mean, it's a well done figure. I mean, but like I said, good Lord, this guy's a disability case just waiting to happen because he's not going to survive one outing of this kit.
That gear kind of reminds me of Backblast. He had the triple lock rocket launcher that sit right beside his head. You know you're gonna blow an eardrum on that one, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is. I mean, I don't remember this character. He came along in the line after I was out of Joe's. And he definitely shows that period of G.I. Joe. It's just like, what in the world were you even thinking? Because it got pretty weird there for a while.
He was about, what, 88, 89? Somewhere right in there?
90 or 91.
91,
I was
I
going to
think.
say he was later than that, yeah.
Yeah, he was when they had the actual firing missiles,
Mhm.
you know, like in the early 90s. 91, 92.
I seen a mod for that figure because you can't put the rockets in; they won't stay in. They like to fall out. And what a lot of people's doing is taking that heat shrink stuff and putting something around the back of it and just lightly heating it. Don't heat it all the way up, and they'll stick in the tubes better.
Yeah, I know, those are sitting in there fine. So
G.I. John. This guy says nice Muppet display.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's my wife's Muppets. That's her Muppet.
Sure it is.
And
Sure it is.
got all her house up there too.
Right, that's Nancy's Muppet display. Sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metalhead be the same way. I do gotta say though, Metalhead stuff does stick out a little further away from his
It does, right?
head.
Yeah.
So it may
And
not
he
be
reminds
as
me
bad
of,
on the hearing.
He reminds me of Iron Spider, wasn't it? That Spider-Man that had
the arms that
chemicals
come out.
hanging out everywhere and stuff. At least it's away from his head. This guy, I mean, he's like 8 inches away from 2 miniguns on each side.
Maybe he's got
Crazy.
a silencer on him.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine that?
On a minigun.
Is it?
Silencers
Oh,
on a
yeah.
mini. That would be pretty awesome. So
I'll tell you
for
another
those of
thing.
you that know, I do the Jurassic World stuff. That's how actually after I had retired from toy collecting, I got sucked back in. And the newer batches for the new movie are out. Now I have to tell you, some of these figures are absolutely fantastic. This being one of them. This is the new Rex. Much thicker, heavier beast of a dinosaur. Very cool. I like this new Rex a lot. I'm partial to the Rexes anyways. This one is the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus, which is this is in a top 3 for figure of the year for me. This thing is absolutely awesome. As you can see, glass eyes.
Yeah, those
Which
things
is
are
still
so
pretty
freaky,
weird.
man.
Right, and I got
They flip me out.
tail would not click into place. That stinks, buddy. You shouldn't have let that go though, because these things are $130 now, secondary market, because everybody bought them up. And but yeah, that stinks. That really does stink. Anyways, articulation. I mean, it's a great figure. And again, those eyes are just.
Oh yeah,
I can see you, buddy. I can see you. And I got the Troodon, which is a small 3 3/4 sized figure. Stiggy Moloch and the new Raptor, and all of even the little ones have glass eyes now, which is really cool. But these Hammond collection, I mean, the articulation on these things is awesome. The paint on here is awesome. This is, if you're a Mattel collector, if you're a DC collector and you're worried about what Mattel will or won't do with DC, this is the kind of stuff that Mattel is more than capable of when they set their mind to it. So this is actually a fantastic figure. I'm very happy to have gotten that. I did make it out yesterday briefly, and we found one of the Superman end caps that has the Hawk Girl, the Cyborg Superman, and the rest of them are movie figures. We found just one of those, and it had been cleaned out. So I still don't have my Hawk Girl, and I don't have Cyborg Superman. But in one of those was this.
dang.
I was not going to do this. Wasn't going to do this until John said, "Hey, I got one of those purple ones. Do you want that?" And it's just like, no. I don't, but I'll take it anyways. And then, of course, the orange one's
Extreme
popped.
Sick
The orange one
Batman.
popped. So apparently the green and the yellow are definitely in the works. I'm guessing that there was, in this particular storyline from 1957, talk about a deep dive, there was red, green, yellow, the regular blue and yellow, blue and gray, sorry, purple and red. Or orange, orange, not red, orange. There is a red, but there is no pink. The confusion is on the original cover, this looks pink, but it's actually red. So this one over here, this one is the orange one that I have in my hand. You can see the rest of them right there. So the blue one is the regular one that came with Ace. And John has the purple one. So we're looking at the green and the yellow are the ones that need to be made. So, and the red too, right? So
it is because Robin does say in that caption there the red suit, but if you look at the red on Robin's shirt compared to his, that's definitely pink.
It is pink. It is pink. Yes, it definitely is. And this one, I didn't even know this figure existed until I saw it yesterday. This is the original. The first release of the Super Friends from McFarlane were Batman, Lex Luthor, Sinestro. Who's the fourth one? Green Lantern, sorry. And then the red Batman. This is part of that. Maybe Timothy heard about this one, but I did not. I never heard about this one. This is a Riddler figure that's from that first wave. So that was a 6-figure wave, technically, not just 5. I couldn't not buy this one. Just because, boy, look at that though. That is classic Super Friends Riddler right there.
Yeah. I saw some of them the other day. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. I got the red Batman too a few weeks ago.
You didn't get your normal Batman.
But I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that series of figures. I think they're cool. At this point in time, what I learned about McFarlane is what ended up happening is they are allowed to produce and manufacture and distribute everything that they had in the works, however they defined that. For X date forward from whenever they lost the license. So that means that there literally is an avalanche of DC stuff coming from McFarlane that will run into next year, even though as of January 1st, Mattel has the license. There is still going to be new McFarlane product being put on the shelves well into 2026. So those of us that are hoping certain things get finished and stuff, there's hope that it might. So
see, that's the reasons I didn't start that. I was at Walmart here last month. They had the entire first wave, and that's the only reason I didn't start it, because I don't figure they'll ever finish the Super Friends wave.
Well, to tell you the honest truth, you really look at it realistically, there's not a whole lot of figures for them to do to finish it.
No.
I mean, if you look back on it, there really isn't a whole lot of characters to do. So I guess what they did was they stopped the Batman 66 line, and they're using all of those body molds to produce these Super Friends figures. So they are fast producing repaints. There's only Toyman is different. Wonder Woman would be different, but the rest of them are just quick resculpts, quick repaints. So they can literally clean out the Super Friends line pretty quickly.
Yeah, they could.
We'll see. We will see. Okay, so let's check the schedule. What's the schedule? Dragon Man. Who got Dragon Man? What's the deal with Dragon Man?
He ain't out yet.
There you go.
I ordered one back when they were up for order last year, but
so is this the new model? I mean, is this going to be successful? Is this actually going to take the place of things like Haslabs, where they're strictly made to order?
I wish they go to this with everything.
I do too.
What's going on, Conquest? Because honestly, the way they done this is what was it, Sentinels? It's a true pre-order. It's absolutely 100% a true pre-order.
Yeah, it was.
You run it for a certain amount of time, and every time you sell, that's how many you make. And if you want to make a few extra to throw in the stores, go ahead. But this was to me is a true actual pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, he looks great. If they'd go to this way, the way they've done this, I think they would be more successful.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you eliminate scalpers. I mean, honestly, you shoot them right in the foot.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll still have a bunch of them order them to
You will.
resell.
You will, but
yeah,
if you actually wanted one and you got one, then you ain't got to worry about them.
But exactly, if they made the order like the Haslabs, if you want one, you can get it then if you can. You know, if you can. And these are a little more reasonable than the Haslabs because this was like what I think it was $85.
Yeah.
But they could still, I mean, easily could do it.
Yeah. So probably a lot more people able to jump on something like this, than they would be a $300 or $400 item.
And I'm not a Marvel guy, but this right here is one awesome looking figure.
I'm talking about Marvel, Dave and the dinosaurs. Say since they're coming out with that Comic-Con for Savage Land, I figured the T-Rex from Jurassic Park will all be bought up for that too. And I'm planning on finding a new one for Savage Land display.
There was one picture I really like about this Dragon Man. That one. That is
Dave,
absolutely
I think
cool.
you're muted.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dave's muted.
I don't quite get the glasses though.
Well, he's farsighted.
But he's a robot, so why would he need glasses?
His eyes aren't that good. Maybe the opticals
I guess.
in his eyes wasn't performing right.
Any of y'all hearing Dave?
Who? I can't. Dave?
Yep, I can't hear him.
How about now?
Nope.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
That boy keeps reaching over and pushing buttons because he wants to play with the hairdryer because he's making models over here. Sorry about that. No, I had a conversation with talking about scalpers. I had a conversation to finally talk to the toy guy at Pal City about that Superman end cap, and he said, "Oh, geez, I saw that, but they haven't put it out yet." And it's just like, "Oh, well, that's awesome. That means the figures that go in it are still here, right? That makes sense."
No.
And he says, "Well, we got this guy that comes in here between 7:30 and 8 o'clock every day and buys everything we put out." And I said, "Yeah, you got a scalper." And he goes, "Yeah, I hate that guy." I said, "Yeah, me too." So it's just like, that Dragon Man was the way to go. And again, you get rid of the scalpers because if you didn't, you know what? If you want one, you order one, you got one. End of discussion. No one is going to be able to undercut you or create a false secondary market. These created shortages are ridiculous.
Yeah, scalping on these platinum figures. That's McFarlane's fault because he makes them so
100%.
100%. He encourages it and has said so publicly. Yep. He doesn't care from a point of sale. He doesn't care who buys them from Walmart or Target. He doesn't care. He doesn't even care who buys them from him or what they do with them.
Yep.
As long as he sells them, that's all he cares about.
Yep.
And with that, I will be glad to see the license gone from him because he doesn't.
He's openly said he supports the secondary market.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. There's no telling. I wonder how many secondary market accounts he has where he's selling his stuff on the secondary market himself.
I don't know.
I mean, it's very well possible.
I don't know.
'Cause
I
that's the
think
only
he's a
way.
jerk.
That's the only way he's making up money off of it. Secondary
Mhm.
market.
I do. He doesn't give one lick about collectors at all.
No.
So
I have to wonder if some of the eBay accounts is not going back to his bank account.
Right. What's going on, Chad?
Creates the demand and then puts them up there and sells them himself and scalps them.
Yeah.
well, we'll talk about a figure here in a little while that would actually make some sense, to be perfectly honest with you, because of the limited numbers of them. Not only is it an exclusive, but there are limited numbers to boot.
Mhm.
And what the heck happened to the Killing Joker truckload of figures that was stolen? And the Supergirls are still made of unobtainium, and on it goes. It's very, very, very strange. Very strange behavior over there.
Well,
Very
you heard about the what happened here recently, didn't you, with Target? They found 2 or 3 containers full of X-Men 97 Wolverines and Rogues.
They just found a couple of containers.
Yeah, found them.
That's why they're all hitting the shelves now.
Because that Wolverine, I got it off Ballers when we was in Gadsden at the last July Gadsden Con. And that was a hard item to come by.
Yeah. So was Rogue.
Yeah.
Rogue was made of unobtainium.
Yeah.
Yep. She's sitting on the shelves over at Target in Florence right now.
I grabbed a couple of those for a few guys out of the group myself. From what used to be my honey hole Walmart, now it's a sinkhole. They ain't had nothing new in nearly a year.
The only thing new this Walmart up there in Russell has is
am I lagging, or is it
figures.
everybody else too?
You're lagging.
It's just you.
Bad.
Just you.
It's me.
Yeah, your screen's not even, and that's moving. It was your picture was froze there for a minute.
Kind of like Max Headroom.
It's lagging bad now.
Real bad. We need to do this. I bet that's his problem. Wait for him to get back. Wait for him to get back. But while we're waiting on him to get back, we can talk about these. That is sweeping the nation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is that per vehicle if you divided that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I think it's like
It's 4. But
yes, it's 4.
yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Are
They
they
were like-
selling individually? I didn't even look.
Yeah, they sell them individually.
What are they going for individually?
Oh yeah. It's 124 for the Rhino.
Yeah, the Rhino's 124. And then
89.
High Tech.
Yeah, but that's big. That's Big Bad Toy Store's prices.
Yeah, with the word we won't talk about surcharge, which I don't understand myself, to be honest.
Sorry about that. That was very strange.
Oh. And then there's the Thunderhawk.
Well,
Yeah, I wouldn't get too bent out of shape about the prices on Big Bad Toy Store.
No. You can go to Lowell Subjects website themselves and order them much cheaper.
Yep.
We figured out the problem, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. No, actually, StreamYard had me logged out, and it was trying to figure out how to keep me on and logged out at the same time, which that's never happened before. That was really weird.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that is weird. So, yeah, I mean, those suckers are a lot more money than I think people were planning on.
Me too.
Yeah, but like I said, it's Big Bad Toy Store, so they jack the prices up. So I wouldn't worry
Yeah.
about it right now.
Yeah. Now the Rhino in the SDCC, what is the difference? It's not the same. Do you know what the difference is? I heard something about it. They're not the same. There's something different on the box, or one of them is called the Rhino and the other one's not, or something. What was the deal with that? Do you guys know?
The Rhino in the bundle is the SDCC exclusive, and it costs $175. There's a S.
Oh,
There's
okay.
What's the difference in them?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Somebody said the regular issue release for retail doesn't call it the Rhino, but the SDCC does.
Yeah.
Color scheme is different and comes with 2 more figures. So yeah, maybe I heard something about it, but I can't.
Wow.
It comes with the little boy and the robot.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, let me see. I got it right here. Yeah, it comes with the little boy and the robot.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
also get it. You also get these 2 figures only if you buy the bundle pack.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Now
I'm
you guys are
I'm
going to
gonna
help me.
pass myself.
Matt Tracker is part of Mask, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what does he have to do with G.I. Joe?
He was just a crossover.
Well, they did it again.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely did it again.
They did it once with action figures and twice with a comic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's just that popped up on there, and it was kind of like, what? Because I knew Loyal Subjects. That line doesn't even have anything to do with Hasbro anymore as far as actual production.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice,
But it's their IP.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you notice, the Matt Tracker and the new G.I. Joe comic is the same Matt Tracker from the Revolution storyline crossover they did here about 10 years ago. He's African American.
Yeah.
When the toy that come out back in 2008 was based off the original toy line.
Yep.
The same one that's shown there with the toys.
Yeah.
So, it's like a different alternate universe, but it's the same. I'm wondering if we're going to end up referring back to that. I mean, basically, the new the new Energon universe is. I think it's another shot at rebooting the Revelations storyline where they combined them together. It also included Rom and the Micronauts too. And Visionaries was supposed to have been included in it, but they never did show up in the comics.
So all of these Hasbro still owns the IP on all of these, and they've just licensed them out to different manufacturers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just struck me as very strange. I mean, I when that popped into the comic, it was kind of like, wait a second, is that? I think that's. Apparently, I was right with my limited knowledge, because I never had anything to do with Mask. So cool. So Shane said he wanted to absolutely butcher a number of Mythic Legions names tonight. So we're going to go ahead and give him the opportunity to do that.
This is going to be bad, guys. Go ahead and tell you. But this is the new wave that they just released. I kind of got a little upset about this when they released this new bear.
Yeah.
Because we've had a pre-order on the first bear for going on 1.5 years now.
Yep.
And my first thought was, you can't even get out the other one, and now you're going to pop us with another bear, a polar bear, basically the same mold, just painted white. And needless to say, their response wasn't very nice. They had no real explanation. But anyway, I still like the line, but kind of peed me off just a little bit. But anyway, we'll get started on the butchering of the names of these guys. So this is Garmir, the Horror of Insamal.
There you go.
It's the first Legion werewolf. He's orc scale, So he's about 10 inches tall.
Oh.
And as you can see, he comes with an alternate head, hands, and the sword is going to be massive. So, but he's pretty cool looking. I like him. I'm not going to get into these characters, but they're there. And then the next one, I'm definitely going to get this guy because I've been collecting the House of Noble Bear, the group, and he is a member of that. This is Halford of Frothbear, a brave Viking-like warrior from House of the Noble Bear. He's cool. And I think our old buddy Rick Pruitt will be getting this guy because he likes the Viking stuff himself. This is general release. The orc style, like the big wolf, he'll probably be about $89, I believe they are. Which he's, like I said, he's 10 inches tall. If you'll see in the first picture how much bigger he is than everything.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he's cool. But yeah, the only one I'll be getting is this guy out of this line. Next up is Commander Igrin, the loyal knight leading our heroes and our newest female figure. He's got a torch, and they got all these things have different things, and it's going to lead up to something at the end of it here. And this is Burris Biggerstore, the first ever gnome in the line, and the new Imp Scale release, complete with dial items for the Insamel Inn. So I don't know if they're going to release an inn or something for all these pieces to go in. But
You can also make him a troll there too, can't you?
Yeah, an imp.
Oh, that blue thing's an imp.
Yeah, that's how he turns into the imp.
Ah, okay.
So
he turns into it.
Yeah. And then there's this dude, Byler Frostberg, another imp scale figure. This critter tractor also comes with dial-centric items, including a large campfire. And
cool.
Actually,
he can sit around and cook eggs with us, Flint Lady J.
Yeah.
And fish.
Or Frodo and Sam Wazell.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Kind of like a fox, and then he's got the imp head, you know. And
it's like a snow fox.
Yeah. Jackal Armbones, the dangerous tundra orc hunter from the far north. That's all they got on him. But he's orc size. He'll be just a little, I think he's 7 inches. He'll be a 7-inch figure. And the male, he's a 6, and the female's usually about 5.5. And then, of course, Isborn, the massive polar bear mount and companion of the tundra orc. So he's this dude's steed. But yeah, it's just, to me, it's just like the other bear that come out that we still haven't got.
Any jaw articulation?
I'm sure he's going to come with another extra head. They didn't have any of the accessories here with him, the pictures. But I'm sure he'll come with another head that's got the mouth open. But there won't be any, I don't think there's any jaw articulation on him. And then this is the Innsmall Inn Public House accessory set. Outfit your inn with a variety of pieces, including items that are exclusive to this set. Sausages. The sausages is what's exclusive to this set. So
you can have
I think I'm gonna buy that set and the wolf.
Yeah, the wolf is pretty cool. He's gonna be massive. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body on that thing looks really long, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, he'll be about 10 inches, I believe, is the scale for those guys.
Yeah, I think so.
See, the end said that's for a dreadnought party because a dreadnought party don't stop.
Yeah, but they're big. They're massive. I've got a few of them that I've bought over the time, but they are massive.
I see a thing on the internet. You can strip all that armor off of him and make him into just a wolf.
Maybe that's why the body is so long, because if it's meant to go down on all fours, it would look.
The Lord is as big as that bear, though.
I don't know if he will or not, man. That's kind of.
I don't. It doesn't show it as bad in that picture, but in the lineup, the usual suspects there.
Mm-hmm.
The body of it, the torso looks really long. You see that?
Yep.
Yeah. If he collapses down into a wolf, he's going to be as big as that bear. Look at him.
Oh yeah, he will be. I don't think. But you do know dire wolves were massive back then.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, if he's supposed to be a dire wolf, yeah.
It'd have to be if he's going to be that
Yeah,
big.
they would be. Yeah.
They do great work. I mean, Four Horsemen, I've been a fan since DC Marvel. I mean, Mattel DC line. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's really where they made their mark in the toy world, and geez, they did some fantastic stuff. And
Yeah,
their
they've done
stuff is great.
all the Masters Universe classics.
yeah,
Four Horsemen.
yep.
I figured John and Nancy could talk me buying some expensive dinner
Mm-hmm.
like I did last time.
Oh yeah, we'll get you. We'll help you out.
I'm glad you did, man, because I ain't got no complaints with that Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
He's over here somewhere.
They are great figures. They do great work. It's just kind of a year and a half wait on something you really want is kind of crap.
Well, yeah, I mean, because there's not. It's not even like this was a Haslab or anything. This was, hey, pre-order your bear, and we did, and it was supposed to be out August of last year, and then August came and went, and we were 4 or 5 months deep at that point in time, and then they were saying, oh, the fall, and then it was the spring, and it's the summer, and now we're going, we still don't have any idea, but here, buy this other bear too. It's just like 18 months later, we still don't have the first bear.
One of the messages I received from them, they were talking about how it's got so many new different features and all these new moving parts and stuff, but you still haven't released the figures.
Prove it.
I mean, you can keep the bears, go ahead and release the other guys.
Yeah.
Because there's a few of them in there that I would like to have. Just say, hey, the bear's going to be delayed, but go ahead and release the rest of the wave. I mean,
it's very weird.
To me, that's terrible business. Terrible business.
I get you kind of get this gut feeling though that there's stuff that's going on that they just don't want to tell you because these are relatively simple explanations, right?
Oh yeah.
But what they give you is complete nonsense. I mean, you sit here and go, that doesn't make any sense. You're still producing all the way around certain items, but this just can't get it. It's very something happened. There was some kind of weird shift or something a year ago that we're just not aware of, and they're not going to talk about it. It's easier to do just
release the other characters. I mean, they're just simple like everything else. They've released 5 or 6 other waves since then. I mean,
it's
wouldn't be that hard.
But we're still in it with Joe, right? We've still got figures from last year that we don't have. McFarlane decides to just say truckloads got stolen. I mean, something happened that we're just not privy to. And they're not going to tell us. So whatever. So I can think right now, you might want to get that one particular set for those sausages because they may come in handy if you go ahead and if you bite on the next topic, because that comes with eggs, so you might as well have some Four Horsemen sausages to go with your Snowcat with kitchenette, which is So, anyways, it's a beautiful thing, right? I mean, you can't say that it isn't because it really is. And I have to, my opinion is the price is kind of hard to argue with. I mean, you can't say look at it and say it's not worth that much. Thoughts? What do we got?
Well, I'm the guy that's always harping about price. I don't see nothing wrong with price.
No, I don't either.
No, not on this one.
This thing it's massive too. It's as big as it's bigger than the Hiss.
Yeah.
It is, and I discovered something. Maybe we'll have time to talk about it tonight. I discovered something about scale today. When it comes to classified, that I hadn't run into before, but I ran right smack into it today. And I think it may have. I think Hasbro may have done the same exact thing, which is kind of weird. But maybe we'll have time to talk about it. Yeah, but this sucker is huge.
Yeah. I don't know where mine's going either, but I'm getting one.
No, I am too. I already got mine back.
I do too.
It's just so well done. I mean, it just is.
21 inches long.
Yeah.
That's longer than the Hiss.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot bigger than the Hiss. It
Yeah.
really is.
10 and 7/8 tall. That's taller than the Hiss.
Yep.
John, I'm curious. You got your original Hiss tank, original Snowcat close by?
I don't.
You wanna go
I
grab
don't
this
have
thing?
mine.
Yeah, I want to see how they scale from the originals.
I can tell you
Go ahead, John.
they're nowhere near the size.
I was always thinking Snowcat was smaller than his tank.
It's a little longer. The original Snowcat's a little longer than the original Hiss, but it's not near as tall. About the same width, but as far as height wise, it's not. But it is a beautiful thing.
Like I said, I got two gripes about the whole Snowcat here.
I don't have
It's
a grab
with
one.
It's with the tears.
The tears are great. I don't see what the problem with the tears is. I mean, to me, they're awesome.
For me, I would prefer some newer characters, but I get that. That's kind of okay. And the whole camping set, I want one in camo too.
But you'll get that. That's just a bio bag.
That's like I said, I want one of those in camo.
Let me see. Hey, can I have the camera, Shane?
Yeah. Let me get there.
And I'm upset because we didn't get no patches either.
Here's your OG Snowcat. Here's your OG Snowcat, right? Here's your OG Hiss. I don't know how I can do this.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hiss was originally a lot taller than the Snowcat.
Yep.
Well, and as far as length goes,
Yeah, it ain't patches. That's right, Matt.
right. I mean, they're right. I mean, they're lengthwise, they're right nose to nose. The Snowcat definitely is wider.
Yeah, it's wider.
But yeah,
So Mason.
Maybe it's the height throwing me off there.
Well, no, I have
cool.
to tell you, I was looking at this in the ski pedos here being completely exposed on the outside of the OG versus the crates that they have on the Haslab. It's making it look a lot bigger. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other thing is the front fenders on the OG they're just for a contrasting color. They don't go anywhere near to the outside of the wheel.
Right.
Where on the Haslab, the classified version does. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think there's certain things that's making that Haslab look a lot bigger than it is.
I think it's
Does
the
that make
height.
sense?
That's what it is.
It's very much so larger, height-wise, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it's just my child's mind playing tricks on me.
Well, yeah, because little hands, you stop it. Little hands were, smaller hands were.
The Hiss is the same length as the Snowcat.
Yeah.
Exactly the same length, but you can tell the Hiss is an inch or two taller.
Yeah, it is.
Than the Snowcat. So the Snowcat, they bulked it up.
Yeah.
You can tell if you put them track to track.
Yeah.
But like that, I mean, they're basically
They're the same length, right nose to nose with each
basically the
other.
same length.
Yep.
But yeah.
But I love it.
Oh, it's awesome.
And
It's
as
awesome.
far as Corey talking about the tiers, we all know they're going into a line with the mass device
Yeah, they are.
with these figures. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
I mean, I think they missed an opportunity. They could
I
have
do
given us
too.
some other figures, but it is what it is. I mean, it's better than patches. It's not patches.
100% better than patches.
So, and we're not, and let's face it, we're not getting extreme deep dives like Glenda, which
Exactly. I love the fact that they give us the alternate
that is
windshield
cool.
Yeah.
That
with the
is cool.
snow
Yeah.
frost on it.
Yeah.
Right.
That is
That
really
is
cool.
That is very cool.
And I can see there's the clear windshield. And then the control, the panels, man, that's just awesome.
I'm so eager to be able to learn how to build those with for some of this stuff. I got a general idea of how they do it. It's just getting the templates for the instrumentation and the screens that's going to be the difficult part. But this is doable in the stuff that I'm trying to do.
And the dash is going to light up. Yeah, that's cool.
It's really cool.
It's got independent suspension and front wheels turn too with the steering wheel.
Yep. And I will tell you this right now, that kind of stuff you cannot do with 3D printed.
No.
It's you can't get the materials to behave themselves well enough to make that function without breaking. So that is one thing injection molded will, I think, will probably forever and always have over printed stuff. Is things like that articulation.
And another thing, you can always remove that missile turret in the back, and they claim you get up to 10 G.I. Joes in that thing.
I heard 4.
I heard 4 too.
Yeah.
You have to stagger.
There's pegs on the back of the tailgate. You laid it down too.
Well, yeah, maybe.
You ain't going to drive with the tailgate down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can put 10 on the original.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You can. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The
7.
Steve
Yeah,
Keogh's there. You can remove the missiles in their snowboards.
Yes. 1, 2.
Figures too.
1, 10. Yeah, you run 10 on it. Yeah, you can. Like I said, if the snow torpedoes are going.
Yep.
I love it. I think they did. I think they just did a great job with it again. You can't. Man, in the entire line, there's really only been one real clunker, if you ask me. And you can't. You just can't fault the product that Hasbro has put out. You just can't. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous stuff. Really is. That's my opinion.
And of
Some
course,
of the choices, right? The choices they've made. Yeah, I don't. That's some room for some criticism there. But as far as the product itself, no, man, it's been.
I'll tell you another thing. I like the fact, at least with Flint and Lady J, they gave us different head sculpts with different facial expressions.
Yep, that is true.
And I understand Flint's beret is not removable.
I have to tell you, some of the accessories, being from Maine especially, some of the accessories on this are kind of weird. I mean, let's go ice fishing in our snowcat. It's kind of, all right. I mean,
well, you out on the tundra, you ain't got no MRAs. You gotta get food somewhere.
You gotta eat, man.
You gotta eat. But I can tell you this right now: if you're sitting on ice thick enough for a snowcat to sit on, you ain't doing nothing with that auger right there.
No,
that's
not
true.
that hand auger.
But it's whatever, man.
My favorite accessory is the coffee cups with their name on it.
Yeah, I know, right?
But here, I see a problem there. How are they going to hold it? Look how thick it is. You're going to stretch your trigger hand out.
Well, they're meant, and they like I said, they're meant for the cup holders. I mean, this is cool. You got to admit, this is cool, and this folds up and fits in the compartments in the snow can.
Yeah,
which is very cool.
Like I was saying, I want it in OD green.
It's missing the cantina.
Well, you know what? That's a quick fix. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
That's a quick fix. I mean, that's fabric. That is a fabric cover. So they just got to put a different cover on it, and there you go. I mean, which will probably end up happening.
Yep.
Oh, I
figure they'll do it general release or release it with a figure or something.
Right. Yeah, we'll get a desert one, and we'll get a jungle one, and and that's
I'm
fine.
just glad they made the cot where it won't float in. You lay somebody down like on the stretcher with
the stretcher. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
an epic fail there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great tier.
This is a great tier. This just is a great tier. Yep.
Not as good as a patch, but hey,
Way better than patch, John. We're over the patches, John. Hey, look, more sausages.
Sausages.
Are those sausages or hot dogs? Some people were saying sausage. Some people were saying hot dogs.
Either or.
Either or. I mean, sausages.
Sausages because of the U being in it.
He's got his coffee pot. He's got his coffee pot, and he's got his little forks and stick in the sausages for open fire. Well, I understand the fish will stick on them too.
How many of you guys? I mean, seriously, how many of you guys' mothers had a percolating pot like that? Do you remember them as a kid?
I do.
Can you remember sitting there watching the glass knob, and
we have one
the
still.
coffee was ready when you remember that?
Yep.
Those were cool.
We still have one because if my wife don't have her coffee, she's an evil person.
I just remembered that as a kid, and that struck me as so cool the other day. Because remember watching that glass knob, man, when it starts, you see coffee popping up in there, it's done. It's so funny. So funny.
But yeah, I've seen people complaining about the Flint Lady J, but I don't have a problem with it. Just because I know where they're going with it,
I do, but I don't.
Well, I mean, it accompanies the other movie figures like the Once is a Man Coco and
Nemesis Enforcer.
Yeah.
Serpentor.
Yeah, I mean Hasbro is definitely just crashing right into the cartoons. I mean, they just are. Snake Eyes and the Bear, and the elements, and on it goes. I mean, these figures, they're just crashing right headlong into the cartoons, and comics are in the back seat. Why I don't know. But
I did like Flint's shotgun over his original release.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's still great. I mean, it's just great.
Oh yeah, still awesome.
And I was actually happy to see that there was not some ginormous price increase. Which is still good. Me personally, I am not making any big deal at all about the slower rate of funding this year. I mean, let's face it, the economy is tight for an awful lot of people, but I think a bigger factor is because 90% of the people that wanted one were able to get one. The speculators got burned on, let's face it, they got burned on everything at this point in time. I'm going to be curious to see how many rattlers there are sitting around at blowout prices, get out from underneath prices, because we did a few shows this year already, and I've seen Dragonflies around. I've seen Hiss Tanks around, and quite a few of them were at retail with the figures. They're just trying to get rid of them, get their money back.
I That's a
know
lot of money to tie
Facebook,
up for a year to have to just break even on.
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace has got 4 or 5 of the dragonflies basically at cost.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's what's happened. Honestly, I think that's what's happened to the speed of funding on this one.
Yeah.
I don't think the speculators are. I don't think the sharks are in the water like they usually are.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Which is fine by me. I mean, every opportunity they get not to make money off of us is fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope somebody's bought a whole bunch of the rattlers up. I may end up getting one.
I'm just still waiting for mine to come.
You and me both.
Well, there you
But
go.
for me, Frostbite is on point.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Spot on.
All the way to the gun.
Yep. Spot on. Looks awesome.
He's got a thermos.
Yeah, gotta have a thermos.
That's awesome.
Gotta keep that coffee.
Awesome.
I mean Lady Jane Flint's got to have somewhere to get their coffee from to fill up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think Flint's got that covered. He's got the percolator.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Let's do those DC things, and then maybe we'll talk about scale real quick, because I did run into something today that's very interesting to me, and I got somewhat of a partial explanation for it. This was announced the second wave of the Super Friends figures, if you guys are even remotely interested in, sometime this summer. Flash, Superman, Captain Cold, Cheetah, and Toy Man, which is kind of cool. If there is I think they said that there was going to be one platinum in this, but if there's going to be another red, I have no idea. They haven't said yet. So,
and Superman comes equipped with that kryptonite ball and chain.
Ball and chain, yeah.
Now, how many points articulation they got?
AKA Lois.
They got. Yeah, right. That's Lois. That's right.
I think they're 9 points, aren't they?
Well, they got knees, elbows, the balls, shoulders, and of course the neck and the T joint in the waist. So no, I mean they're meant to be classic figures. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're not meant to have a whole lot of articulation. I wasn't going to bother with them, but I just think they're so cool. I couldn't help myself.
I was
and I
looking
know
at
this.
Superman. I thought he might have had an ab crunch.
No. Nope.
Looks like they twist at the waist.
No. Well, the Riddler doesn't. It's just a T joint. Those two look like they do, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe the
break
second
above
wave,
Flash
she
as well.
definitely does. Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
she
second
definitely
wave's
does.
different. Look at that. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Tim. I think it'll be the red Superman, like the red Batman was, which would make sense. But we'll see. We'll see. I could confidently. Here's the thing: I can buy these, and if I end up missing a figure or two, I can go back and spend a little money and get the DC Direct ones to fill out the line, and be perfectly fine. So it's just a cool. These are just display pieces for me.
Yeah, it's the nostalgia bone.
Yeah, it is. That's all it
It
is.
hits you right in it.
Yeah, big time. Because when I was little, man, when the first series came out, 73? Man, was I head over heels in love with that cartoon. And then there was that one season, and then there was 2 or 3 years where there weren't any. We had to change channels and go watch the ISIS Shazam Power Hour and the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah.
And then Super Friends came back on a few years later. So yeah. Yep. Awesome stuff though. Man, oh man. Some good times back then. A few of them here.
You can buy the complete series at Walmart right now for $69.95.
Yeah, I know. I got to do it on Blu-ray. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And that's with those lost episodes, too.
Yep, it is.
You want to have some? May send my daughter by the Targets there tomorrow looking for a dark lawn. Anyone listening know if he has shown up in any of the Targets? Well, there you go. Any dark lawns anywhere in Target? At any of the Targets in Huntsville?
I
Guys?
know there was some indicator, which is only 30
Indicator.
minutes away from Huntsville.
If she's coming up 65, she's going to go right by there anyways, ain't she?
Exactly.
So she may not have to go all the way to Huntsville.
I will be in Coleman tomorrow at that Target, so I'm gonna hit that Target.
Sad news. Coleman don't have a Target.
Go to the
Done.
website to do.
Done.
According to the website, they're lying.
Oh, yeah.
So Corey, quick, go to the Target in Coleman and buy all the figures.
Yeah.
Would you please?
If they are, please let me know where it's at.
Don't go to the Target in Decatur. Go to the one in Coleman and buy all of those figures.
I'm gonna go at least a Walmart and GameStop if I got a Walmart.
There's two of them.
Really?
There's two Walmarts in Coleman, one on each side of town, and one GameStop.
There you go.
Yeah, I know where GameStop's at.
Swap.
It was a sad out. It was a sad outing the first time I was up there.
Another Asbats, this time in black and gold and red. It's a cool looking figure. I will try to get one just to finish the set. Up on pre-order for pre-order on the 10th of this month. So just in a few days.
I'm gonna pass on that one because I got the one I wanted out of the bunch.
I want it just to finish the set. I mean, I have all the others. I was fortunate to even get the first one. So,
Well,
72.
Mason, if you don't mind running to Decatur, they had some Saturday there.
There you go.
May not
So-
be there now, so you know how it goes.
Well, yeah,
But
that's how
they
it
did
goes.
have them.
Yep.
I didn't make it to any of the Targets in Huntsville, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But yeah.
Yep.
How many of these are they? How many Asbats are they?
That would be not counting the specials. That's the fourth one.
It's a lot of repainting.
It is. It really is. Well, the first one really isn't a repaint. It's a unique figure all to itself, and that's the very expensive one. The other ones are all the exact same molds, just different. paints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know we were looking for one last year, was we not?
Yeah, the blue one.
The blue one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
The blue one was
that's
the
right.
hard one. Yep.
What
Yeah.
happened?
I finally got that. I think I ended up giving like $60 for mine.
Yeah. Sadly, this is Batwing 2.0. Not a bad looking figure. Again, yeah. I mean, I'm not after this one. Couldn't care less about this character actually.
I'll probably get it to round out the Bat family.
Yeah, he's up on the 10th too. So all they're saying is at select retailers. So go figure. And these pictures came from TNI, by the way. I want to make sure I give them their credit. These are Toy News International. I really do appreciate their site a lot. They have good stuff. They have very good. They have good reporting without any BS.
Yeah.
And they put links up as quickly as they can, so they stay on top of things. I like TNI very much. So thank you for that, guys. You do good work. And this is the Troika Batman. Long ears, long gauntlets, long boots. This was a one-shot hardcover story that they did a few years ago. This is definitely a deep dive figure.
I bet he can hear anybody coming up behind him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to each his own, right? This one's up on the 10th. So I will tell you this. I guarantee you this month and next month, they are going to drop tonnage of McFarlane reveals. So
Now, they've been dropping figures left and right as it is anyway.
they have, but it's gonna get really, the guy, their little spokesman that does their show had said it's gonna get crazy. So maybe we'll get
I know you guys are talking about these every week. McFarlane dropping something every week.
Yep.
Something
And
up
he's
for
quick.
pre-order.
Yeah, he doesn't, and it's always been this way with him. If he says, available in stores soon, that means Saturday.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's exactly what it means. If he shows you something on Tuesday and says soon, that means Saturday. That's in the stores on Saturday.
Todd Father's got to get paid.
Well, they're fast. They don't
He definitely
announce
gets
much of
paid.
anything months in advance. It's right now. So I'll give them credit where that. Yeah, Kelly Jones inspired, definitely. I would love a Red Rain Batman. That would be awesome. But I don't know if they'll do that one. There's a few more of the vampires that I would like to see get finished before. Especially
That was
Wonder
weird.
Woman.
They just quit making them.
Those were Walmart exclusives. They sold very well, and then not. But the Batgirl and the Wonder Woman, those are absolute must-haves for that line, and I don't think we're going to see them. So,
Yeah.
For anybody that's read that storyline or is still reading it, now this one has got everybody's hair on fire. As far as McFarlane collectors, for multiple reasons. This is a Beast Boy figure. It's a Comic-Con exclusive, and it is limited to 2,000 pieces.
How you going to limit a mainline character to the Titans like that?
Well, see, here's the thing. This particular version of Beast Boy, that paint, those colors have never been in any comic. That's from the cartoon.
Yeah.
So now everybody's speculating they're going to get a realistic Teen Titans based on the cartoon from Cartoon Network.
Wow.
Everybody's mad at this. Honestly, everybody's mad at this. Maybe there'll be a few that show up on Equal, but they haven't said. But yeah, Comic-Con and 2,000 pieces to boot. I have to tell you guys, I don't know what the population of attendees is at San Diego Comic-Con, but I know damn well it's a fraction of us as a whole.
There's 20,000 people there, easy. Maybe more.
Yeah, but why is it that these manufacturers kiss their butt like they're somehow the royalty of collecting world? When
Because they've been on a waiting list for 4 years.
Every one of us would go there if we could.
Exactly.
But we can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and they get San Diego Comic-Con exclusives are the bane to our existence, if you ask me, because they're just, you can't go there. You just can't get there, you know, and it drives me crazy. Here's the good news. Did I want this figure? No. That's the good news for me. I already have 2 Beast Boys. But for guys out there like Titans fans or completists or something, you know, they just face planted into their Captain Crunch because they're just done with McFarlane at this point in time. I mean, seriously, what's the point?
Captain Crunch to cut you all up.
It'll lead into a belt sander, but
For real.
but no, it's just. And here's Todd, you know, this is great. It's you're a schmuck, you know.
It's like a $500 figure.
I bet this one gets up in the $250 to $300 range and then stays there forever.
There's people in California that wants to go that has never been to the Comic-Con there.
Nope, they can't get tickets.
No, you can't. The last time I looked, there was a 4-year-long waiting list.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got to prepay too.
Yep.
Talk
And
about having
rooms,
your money tied up.
Oh yeah.
Amy and I looked at it last year because it's just like when they announced the date in October, the tickets were going to go up for sale, which is it was a crapshoot at best. It was just like I looked it up just out of curiosity. To go to Comic-Con for 3 days, your entire expected expenditure for this year of 2025, the projected expenditure between tickets, lodging, meals, blah, 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 for 2 people was going to be close to $3,000 for 3 days.
Wow.
And it's just like, yeah, those are the guys we should be catering to. I just don't get it. Comic-Con exclusives, I don't understand.
You'll spend that much on airfare to go out there and back for 2 people now.
Oh, that wasn't even covering the airfare. That's right,
yeah.
John. That was lodging, meals, and the show itself.
So you might as well say $5 to $6 grand.
The tickets for 3 days per person was over $600 per person.
It's crazy.
It's just like, no, this is, come on.
And you got to get the waiting room to wait on the tickets and then you got to wait to order them when you do get in it.
Mhm.
Yep. If you get in.
If
If
you get
you get
in.
in. Yep.
On the con exclusives don't bother me. It's when they limit the piece. Because with Joe's, we've all gotten con exclusives off the website. But now they limited the piece. That's not cool, man.
No, that's not cool. It's just not. I managed to get that classic Batman San Diego Comic-Con exclusive because that was the first one that ever popped up on Equal a couple of years ago. And I happened to get one. That was the only way I was ever going to get that figure. I'm hoping that the same thing happens with this one, but I'm going to bet that it doesn't because you want the honest truth. There are people out there that go en masse to Comic-Cons just to scalp. They're not there for any other reason but to scalp. There's hundreds of them. And, that's okay too. So I don't get it, guys. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Me,
But
that's
that's
like
it. That's it for McFarlane that I know of right now. I have a plan. I shared it with Shane and John today. I do have a plan for Gadsden. I will tell you right now, my big printer and the small one here went down. I lost, as it stands right now, I lost over a week of production. It just happens. They're machines, things are going to fail. And I have it shoestringed and it's running right now. I got it running again yesterday real quick. I'm still waiting for parts. The good news is Anycubic went good for everything. That's not the problem. It's just waiting for it to show up from China. I'm waiting for Flash Forge. Did the same thing with Emmett's. They went good on everything. I'm waiting for parts from China. So as it stands, I'm not going to have as much as I wanted to.
she did, Mason.
Yeah, I managed to get her pre-ordered. That was actually very good. So what I will end up having at the show is I will have a completed train. And when I say completed, I'm not buying any of the trucks or tracks or, the locomotive engine or any of that stuff. I can give you the information of what they were designed to fit so that you could go onto eBay and order them yourselves, but they're not cheap. I will warn you of that. I will have a nice train that would be good for display, right? If you want to motorize it later on, knock yourself out, right? A whale in classified scale will be there. A triple T will be there in classified scale. A tomahawk in classified scale will be there. I'm working on some smaller things. I'm hoping to have a Skyhawk there. I'm hoping to have a swamp skier there. I'm hoping to have a devilfish there. And then it's going to be, I'm going to have some key pieces. Because all of these are so huge that it's done in pieces. So I will print sections of upcoming vehicles that you'll be able to look at and know exactly what they are, right? But they're not going to be complete, not even close. So that's where we're at. We're going to have one little table, and that's going to be it. So come check us out. We talk, you can look things over, whatever, right? I wanted to show you this because there was a lot of discussion about the scale on the Snowcat. We were talking about it earlier, right? This is, you know what this is, right? OG devilfish.
Water moccasin, ain't it?
Yeah, water moccasin. Oh shoot, I'm gonna try to have a water moccasin there too. Okay. If I can keep these stupid machines running. Anyways, 1/18 scale devilfish. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this or not, but you do realize that the original devilfish is actually too small for the figures.
Yeah.
It is. I never really thought about it until today, until I started doing my comparisons, because I have to tell you, I ended up with a set of plans for a classified scale devilfish. And this is how big the top of it is.
Sweet.
And I'm going, damn it, that thing is huge, right? So pawing around, and it's just like, okay, let's drag out old Beachhead. And it's just like, wait a second, that's actually not huge at all.
Mm-mm.
So then I got pawing around. This is what I discovered, and I'm beginning to think that maybe this is what Hasbro ran into with the Snowcat. I want you to think about this, guys. Every other cockpit that has been done for a Haslab, not counting the Sky Striker in 1/18th, has been single occupant, right? The Hiss, the Dragonfly, they're staggered seats, but it's single occupancy, right? And now the Rattler. They had specific drivers that fit in them, right? The Vamp and the Stinger the same way, right? I want you to think about this. Every driver figure has been a regular classified scale figure, right?
Yeah.
Wild Bill, Wild Weasel, they're all regular size. Then you've got characters like Sarge, Roadblock, Gung Ho, Heavy Duty. There are some figures that are larger than others, right? So when I got the plans for this, it says in the files that if you want to fit any or all of the classified figures, not counting Nemesis, if you have to go to 107% of scale, because guess what? Classified figures are different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
And the Snowcat is 2 figures side by side. So there would be, if they didn't scale it up, there's no way that every figure could fit in that cockpit with any other figure. You see what I'm saying? These guys were all the same.
Yeah.
There was no variation in these at all.
Yep.
Right? Classified has a significant difference in size. And let's face it, you go, Classified's twice the size. It's not. They're a lot bigger than twice the size of an OG figure.
Yeah.
So I suspect that's what Hasbro ran into. And that's why even something small like a Devilfish seems so huge, because it's meant to fit every classified figure. Does that make sense to you? If I land this thing next to that whale that's sitting over there, it looks small.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at it going, this sucker is the same size as the Stinger or the Vamp. And you know what? Originally it should have been, because this is about 10% too small for figures, for OG figures. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So maybe some of the criticism of the Snowcat really isn't justified, because if you'd bought that and you go to stick Gung Ho in the passenger seat and he just flat out won't fit because he's too big or a roadblock, you know what? Now everybody's unhappy because not all my figures fit in here. I suspect they had to do the exact same thing that I had to do.
Well, that jughead needs riding back anyway.
That's right. So I
Roadblock in the Vamp. He is hard to get in the passenger seat. You can't get him in there, but he is filled out the passenger seat.
Say that again.
Roadblock, you can get him in the Vamp, but he in the passenger seat, but he fills the seat out.
Yeah, and I think I really do. After having encountered that today, I really do think that's what's happened. They needed to expand. The Triple T is different because the Triple T is its own scale. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't meant for any other figures. So this classified thing was already, those plans were already scaled to the larger Sarge figure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where the Devilfish is like one size fits most, and then if you want it to fit all, it's going to be 10% bigger. The bigger something is, the bigger that 10% is. So so you end up with Devilfish that are a foot long.
Yeah.
So, but it is really cool. So that's where that's at. I don't know, Mason, how much the skier will be. I haven't even looked at the plans. It's relatively simple. the catch with it is if I can't do it in the color change filament like Emmett did the Zartan stands in, I'm not going to do it because it really doesn't make any sense to just kind of print a light green, washed out green swamp skier if it's not color change. Does that make sense? I have the good news on that is I have found the filament that is the right shift. Because some shift from dark to light, others, there's. I think I found the filament that does the correct color shift. What it's going to cost me is I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know yet. Like I said, my machine's been broken, and that's been the machine's broken. The foot's broken. I mean, it's. I've been a little distracted. The timing on this wasn't great, so. So that's that. I was so tempted. One of our members relayed a message from Gadsden Con wanting to know if I wanted a second table. I was so tempted, but I got so much money sunk into this at this point in time, I'm getting a little nervous. So I hope I don't end up with a whole bunch of cool stuff. And
Well, I know for a fact you're going to sell one item. I know for a fact.
Well, that's good. That'd be good.
Don't worry. If you don't, I can talk Corey into buying all of them at the end of the show. So.
I don't know about all of them, but I know there's one I really want. So.
Well, I'm not taking checks. I can. I got to figure out.
Cash money.
You guys can tell me what's the best. I get it. Everybody wants to use plastic and stuff. What's the best way of doing that? Just using PayPal?
Either or.
I mean, sir, I'm not going to go the square route and start swiping people's cards and all that stuff. I'm not doing all of that.
You don't
cash.
Somebody said Cash App.
Yeah, you got Venmo, Cash App, PayPal.
You get
Facebook Pay.
You get the updated Square. You just tap it on your phone.
Yeah,
you don't have to have the attachment to swipe now.
Yeah, but I don't want to be paying everybody a bunch of money. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't want them calling the IRS on me. Because that would be dumb. I mean, I have to. I could sell everything that I have right now for a reasonable price, and I still haven't paid for my machine.
Oh yeah.
You see, I mean, the two machines. I haven't paid what I've got in. How's that? If that makes sense.
Right.
I did, guys. I got the plans for the new tank in the bridge layer the other day. You guys have seen the Ramen Toys tank?
Yeah.
Right. That cockpit underneath that turret has room for two. The plans that I have is a 3-man cockpit plus a ladder up into the turret plus a turret gunner seat. It's about the size of this table when it's done because it's true scale to an M1 Abrams. That would be special order. And I would probably have to buy a separate machine just to do that one because I guarantee it would take me. That would probably be 2 months to print that.
Yeah, that's a good idea for you, Dave. Each one of them, like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, they all give you a QR code.
Yeah.
You can download that and print it onto a piece of paper, and people will just scan it and pay you that way.
Hey, thanks, Adam. That's a great idea, actually. So I don't need a QR code for each item. It's just an account QR code, correct?
Yeah. And
that's cool.
While you're there at GasconCon, run by Adam's booth.
Yeah, you should. You got more diodes built, Adam? I know you sold everything.
He said he's hoping to have 80.
Oh, good for you, buddy.
Most of the guys there selling, they're not reporting up to the IRS. So I always try to bring cash.
Nice, very good. Well, guys, we burned up another couple hours.
Yep.
Appreciate the input from everybody on here tonight. Thanks for the feedback. Good Lord, at this rate, we will do one more show before Gadsden, right?
Yes.
And boy, I don't even know I don't even know if we can expect a whole lot more announcements between now and Comic-Con, but we might. I just don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I think they probably will sit on a lot of stuff until Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that would make sense, right?
Yeah. I believe we won't see nothing else announced until Comic-Con.
Yeah. Hey, let me throw. Nah, never mind. I'll do it. Never mind. I was thinking about something, but I decided not to. So, 2 weeks from tonight, same bat time, same bat channel, right?
Yes, sir.
And then that's it. Have a great couple weeks, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Got it.